In today's video, we'll be doing a full walkthrough and tutorial of the Moomoo brokerage mobile app. So for those of you who don't know, Moomoo is a relatively new brokerage here in Canada. They launched in 2023. They've got pretty good options for lower fees for FX transactions, options, and stocks as well. And they're probably one of the most technologically advanced but accessible platforms I've seen, if that makes sense. So I'll kind of run you through the app. You'll get a better gist of what I'm saying here. So that's what I wanted to do today. Run through all the main features of the app so that when you get set up with your brokerage account, you know what's going on and how to navigate and do what you want to do. Just a quick reminder that nothing you see in this video is financial advice. Investing carries heavy risk. Please do all of your own research before making any investments. All right, so as you can see up on screen here, I've got my Moomoo app open. Now we're in the watch list tab here, which is where we'll start. You can see that selected because it's the orange one highlighted in the bottom left. So the first watch list we're looking at is our all tab here. This will show some of the recent stocks you viewed or just some default stocks that Moomoo puts up for you to look through. Also, you can see there's a little account overview. I've got an account overview of my cash account there. You can hide or show the balance as well. Let's look at creating a new watch list. This can be done by clicking those three horizontal lines in the top right corner that kind of look like a hamburger. We will click that and we will go new watch list and we will label this subscribe. We will go confirm. And there we go. We have a blank watch list up here on our page. Now to add a symbol, let's add Shopify just because I'm wearing a Shopify hoodie. Just click the ticker or you can search the company. That'll come right up and we will go add. Boom, we get a little tick. It's added to our list. And there we go. We have Shopify added to our watch list. If we added the wrong stock, we can just go edit list, select Shopify there. We can remove it. Remove, done. And then if you have too many watch lists, you want to get organized, we're going to click those three lines again. And then we can go edit and click these little three dots, delete. Or you can press the red minus symbol and it just won't display those watch lists, kind of tuck them away for later. So one of my favorite features here in Moomoo is the charts. They're pretty advanced and there's a lot of different stuff you can do. So let's take a look at those right now. All right, so we're on the Google page here, just looking at the chart. Now we've got a line chart kind of by default, but I personally like to use candles. It just gives you a bit more information about the price. So we're going to switch that by going to the bottom right of our screen and kind of clicking that line symbol, and we're going to change line type to candle. That's just how I like it. Get a bit more information in there. Now, say we maybe want something like an indicator, maybe VWAP or a moving average. Let's go through how to add that right there. We're going to look at the four squares on the bottom right. Click that. This more menu pops up. There's a lot of different options there. I'll let you explore those, but right now we're just going to go into indicators. Here's the different ones that can pop up onto our chart. Let's just do a moving average, for example, here, and then we'll close out of there. By default, it's putting on the moving average 20 and 250, but say I want to customize it, I will click that moving average, click the little settings icon, and we can adjust our different moving averages. We can add up to 10, a lot of different stuff on your chart here, and then you can just click the plus minus or edit the number for what period you want those moving averages to be. We will go save and those will be on our chart there. Now, as you can see on the bottom, we can scroll through and see different times for the stock as well. So that all is pretty cool. Year, 5 years, or max all of Google's price action since 2014. Scrolling on down, you can go trade, and this is how you could place an order, looking through all your different options here, buying, selling, the session you want to trade in, what kind of order type you want to use. Here's all the different ones that Moomoo offers. Quantity, amount, and then the time in force as well. You can also monitor your positions, your orders, and your history on the stock as well down here. Now, one more thing I want to show you with kind of Moomoo's tech is they do a daily debrief with AI. So that's kind of cool. It just really gives you a quick overview of the headlines surrounding your particular stock. So that's pretty sweet that you can read through daily, and you have a weekly option as well for some of those longer term events. And then again, as I continue to scroll down, we'll go through this briefly, but there's just a lot more information on the stock. of the flows, the sentiment, the short volume. Like I've never really seen this before in brokerage apps, just kind of out in the open like that. So it's really cool that they provide you with a ton of different information to make your decisions and to learn. Next, while we're here, let's go to options and look at how you could buy an option on a stock. We've got the calls on the left side and puts on the right side. You can scroll through the whole ladder here. To adjust your different expiration dates, you just click the date. We're looking at June 6th, so we can click that, and then we can select a different expiration date, and it'll load the ladder for us there. There's also information on different options flow, where you can see unusual activity, and then different options rankings as well, which is pretty sweet. Now that we've gone through that, let's go top right and click our little mail icon there. Here's our notification center here. We can just see our different transaction reminders. I had an order filled yesterday on a stock, so I've got that there. News, highlights, rewards reminders, which we'll go into later, and all of that good stuff. And you've got different alerts and to-dos as well. Speaking of alerts, let's go in and look at how to set a price alert on a stock. What we're going to do on our stock page is click the little bell icon on the bottom. We'll click that little bell and we can go add alert. Way more than only price, which is just offered at some other brokerages. You've got price rises above, your one daily rise, market data, indicators, all of that. Quite a bit. Let's just go price rises above. Let's keep it simple here. And it'll show us the price. So let's say if Google reaches above $175 during any of these sessions, just once a day, I want to be reminded. And we can even set ourselves a little note, and we'll just say Google 175, groundbreaking information there, and we'll go save. And there we go. We can see our alert that will trigger and send us a notification when Google goes above $175 per share. Now, moving down to the next tab to the right, we've got our markets tab, which is a great tool for different research and all that. We've got an overview of the world, how all the different indices perform today across the world, which I find that's pretty cool. You can see what's doing well and what's not. North America had a good day today, but doesn't look like the rest of the world was kind of flat. So cool, interesting stuff. See where the money is flowing. Then under our US tab here, we'll go over, you can sort through so much pre-market movers, post-market movers, top gainers, heat list, short sales, 5-minute movers if you're trading really intraday, doing some day trading there. You've got IPOs, screeners, where you can create a screener and select different kind of filters and variables that will show you a list of stocks that meet that. You could look at something technical wise, say, hey, I only want to look at stocks that are above their 50-day moving average, maybe above their 200-day moving average as well, with this much volume. You really can get super specific and really pinpoint down what you want to see there. And here is where you set up your auto buy as well. Maybe you want a dollar cost average into an ETF. Here's how you could set that up. You can go create plan, enter a symbol. Maybe you want to do SPY, which is the S&P there. You can do your investment amount. I only have $9 cash buying power. And you can do the frequency with all these different options and on those different days there. And it'll auto buy for you, which is super cool. Very similar features for options, ETFs, and crypto that you can scroll through and explore there. Now, moving one over, we've got our accounts tab showing our total assets. So now that we're on this tab, you can see the cash plus here. And now a quick thing that Moomoo uses the term rebate for interest. I know if you use my affiliate link right now, they're offering 6% for your funds under 10,000, which is pretty high. It's a lot higher than other brokerages are paying, especially for small amounts of money right now. So that's pretty cool and maybe something you want to take advantage of with any kind of sitting cash you have. I'll drop my link down below in the description if you do want to check that out and help support the channel. And here is where we can deposit currency. We can exchange into a different currency. Maybe I want to exchange my Canadian dollars to my USD. One thing nice about Moomoo is they only charge 0.09% plus $2 USD. That could really save you some money compared to some other platforms that charge like a 1.5% fee, just flat for any currency transaction. So definitely keep that in mind and check that out if that's something you need. Here's also where you can change your trading capabilities if you want to give yourself different permissions for maybe options or leveraged ETFs. You'll just need to answer some questions to make sure you're eligible for that. And if you want to add any accounts, you can do that there too. We also have a look through of our recent orders or filled orders in the last 24 hours, our history, transfers, and our more tab where we can access stuff like auto buy, trading, deposit, withdraw, and a bunch of other stuff in here too. All right, moving on from the accounts tab, we have the news tab, which is pretty self-explanatory. But then again, there is just so much different stuff you can explore and access. A ton of information here on Moomoo that makes it nice and easy to do research, see what Wall Street and other people are looking at. So we've got all of our news headlines here. What you can do is you can click into the article, read the article, of course, and then if the ticker is ever mentioned in the article, I don't see anything here, but it is mentioned right here up top. We can click that. It'll take us right to the chart, makes it nice and easy. Say you want to trade, place a buy order, you can go in and do that right there. Maybe you just want news based on the stocks in your watch list. You can do that and filter that quickly here. There are a ton of different options to look through. Now, moving on to our Discover tab. This is a pretty cool tab. There's a lot to look through here. Some of my favorite features are the community feed, where you can kind of talk about different stuff. You can follow different people and see what people are posting and their thoughts on the market. So that's pretty cool to look through. Maybe you want to make some posts yourself or just read what other people are thinking. And then you've got your Learn tab that you can click through, again, with a lot of information. Maybe you're a bit overwhelmed. You're like, whoa, there's a lot of different acronyms. I don't really know what's going on. Then you can come through to the Learn tab. They've got different articles and just really get some solid information here on maybe how to trade stocks, how to reduce risk. Going through trading stocks with Moomoo, it'll go in depth and make sure you know what you're doing so that you can feel confident in your choices there. So our next feature here is paper trading, which in my opinion is pretty underrated, pretty cool. So we can click into that. I'm doing a competition right now that I'm not doing too well. I literally just threw some random trades in, so I'm down money. But let's go over to US so we have a blank and fresh account. Say you made some trades and you want to kind of reset your account, maybe try something new out. We're going to click that second icon in from the right that looks like tickets. And here is where Moomoo, it's a bit of a unique system. It has different cards here. So you can use something called a reset card, which will clear your historical transactions and reset your initial virtual funds. I don't have any right now. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this. This is kind of weird. Like there's different points and coupons and a bit of a system here. You kind of get points for doing different stuff, trading, depositing, all that. But it looks like a reset card is 400 points. So you have to like pay for it just to reset your paper trading account, which honestly I don't love. A lot of other platforms you can reset it in the click of a button. I'm not sure why Moomoo chose to do this. It's kind of interesting there. But you've got the US market where you can trade both stocks and options here. And you have a Canadian one as well if you want to trade the Canadian markets. All right, and now moving on to our last tab here, it is our Me tab. You can see up from the top, you've got your user ID there. Here is where you can click in and view different market data and view your permissions. So if you want to purchase maybe some options market data, that's how you do that. Here's where you also can view your coupons again. Now, a promo they're running right now is $2,000 in commission rebates. So that's essentially commission-free trading for up to $2,000 or 90 days after you first set up your account. That's a pretty good deal and a pretty good promo if you do want to take advantage of that. And here you can click into My Rewards, which has to do with the point system that I just mentioned. We're just going to leave that for now. Here you can see your alerts again for stocks. There's that Google one that we set earlier on. And then we can go into Task Center. So this too has to do with the points that we just talked about. You get points for daily check-ins. There's a draw, I guess, on the 7th day. You can click redeem your points. You can get some cash coupons, some Moomoo merch if that's something you desire, an umbrella. Hey, to each their own, a different stock, cash coupons, rebate cards, even data. So I mean, that's kind of cool. Point system, like in general, might be cool, but just for resetting my paper trading account, I'm not the biggest fan of that there. We've got our customer service tab and settings on the bottom down there too. All right, so there's a lot to look through in the Moomoo app, just really a ton of information, a ton you can customize, a ton to learn as well. They do have some pretty good promos, as I mentioned, going on with that $2,000 in rebates, 6% interest, and they are doing a $50 cash bonus after your first $100 deposit. So if you do want to use my link down below and help support the channel, you get a little bit, I get a little bit. It's a nice little deal. I'll leave that link down below in the description and in the pinned comment if you do want to check it out. I'd love to hear your experiences, so feel free to comment down below if you've used Moomoo, maybe what features you like and what features maybe need some improvement. I would love to hear that, so let me know down below in the comments. And that'll be it for this video. If you've watched all the way to the end here, thank you. Honestly, please don't forget to subscribe and like before you go. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully you learned a little bit in this video about the platform, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.